Hey,
hey guys, it is Scotch 4 dummies, and of course,
Wow.
Mark made a joke right before we.
Every single time you watch the intro, it starts. We should have a mic on before it goes because there's some funny comments.
Hey, happy
welcome.
Thursday.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Happy
Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Cheers.
Good Thursday.
Man,
Man,
guys,
I need to refresh.
what are you doing?
Cheers.
You're doing Thursday wrong.
I'm doing Fittic 18s, but I'm done.
I might need to hit that.
How we doing? What's going on?
Doing good. A
Oh,
lot going
Thursday.
on, actually. It's Thursday, and
Plans are in place.
Saturday, 3 of us are heading down to Texas. I don't know if any of
Austin,
you are
Texas.
doing that, but Sean's got a restaurant to run.
Really?
Actually, I got a cross country meet.
Well,
to go
that's,
to. That's
regionals for the boy, and it's his senior year. He better. It's time for
That's
him to
way
put it
more
down.
important.
But so if any of you are going down to Texas, we will see you there. Excited about it. Actually excited
That's
about seeing a
solid.
lot of people. It's going to be fun. But that's what's going on. Other than that, I've been off all week, so I've just been doing honey-do list, my own honey-do list type of things. But things are
chilling.
good. We've got a lot going on tonight. We need to talk about our own event coming
Yeah.
up. We are a month out?
It's all live.
30 days.
Tickets are
We are
live.
30 days
Get
out,
'em while you
and
can.
we've got some stuff to talk about in that. And then we're going to get into another topic, which is super, super exciting. Has to do with the restaurant, the Chop House.
Tamar!
Hi, Molly.
I think
Cheers,
Tamar's
Tom.
excited about.
I think Tom's
Uh-oh.
excited too.
We heard she
The
heard
real
name.
Molly's coming over to see who's in the
I'm gonna
basement.
get
Thanks,
ready to go. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
I guess you didn't care that much.
But the Chop House,
Where'd that-
which is where our event is our dinner is going to take place, is actually going to be the first establishment in the state of Indiana to have whiskey lockers, spirit lockers. And so we'll talk about that. And that's kind of the topic of tonight, where we're going to ask you all to help us fill our
Fill it up.
whiskey locker.
Yep.
We're going
So that when you do come and visit us, you can enjoy.
What would you like to have?
Right. So that's going to be fun to get into. We've already started brainstorming off camera, and we got some ideas, but
Who's on tonight?
anxious to hear you guys. So, Drew, take it away.
Steve A. So there is a stream tonight. Yes, there is. I think we did say last week that we weren't sure if we were going to have one. Guess what?
We
We're having
are.
one.
We are here.
We're having
Yeah.
one.
We don't leave until Saturday morning. So.
That's right. We got time. So Jimmy T, as you said, Eric Waite, good to see you, my friend.
Hey,
He's
Eric.
first in his own thoughts.
In his own mind.
Tom Marr says, Eric, you're always first in his book. So good to see Tom Marr as well. Chad Anderson. Man, that guy's got a collection.
Yeah,
Oh,
he does.
Yeah, little something.
From
I like
Minnesota.
to peek in the TV screen and grab
That's
a
just
couple
a pre-show
bottles.
joke.
Minnesota. Pierre, that guy is fun, man.
He is on a tear, man. He's on a
Fun
journey.
stuff.
I'm excited for him. He's really
Makes you
tearing
excited
through.
just talking to him.
I know.
It's fun to see people like really get excited about
You
it.
can tell he's into it.
The bearded one,
The bearded one.
Mount Minion, Trooper. So he must not be on a.
Must be
You
off.
know,
pipeline
we haven't
somewhere.
technically seen Trooper in a
I
while.
don't
He's
think
been
he
in the
exists.
chats for a while, but we haven't seen him on a pre-show or a post-show in a long time.
He doesn't
So-
exist, I don't think.
Oh, so he's going. I guess we're going to see that guy,
Who?
Eric Waite.
Yeah, he's gonna
You don't have to take it easy. You're not flying the plane.
Yeah, right?
John Crayons, good to see you. He did a Glen Cairn. I think some of these guys are members. I'm seeing special icons in some of these things.
Nice.
Welcome to Scotch for Dummies membership on YouTube. Everwin, good to see you.
Sailing.
Yeah. Well, who's this?
Blisset 13.
Listen,
Hello.
13.
How you doing?
Well,
Welcome to the
hello.
show.
Francois.
Yeah.
Gerben. Oh man, gosh, guys.
Gerb, you know what's
Always a
surprising?
smile.
He actually had some whiskey before the pre-show tonight.
No.
Usually he's just waking
No,
up.
he always earlier on. He went to sleep.
Oh, where's the fun in that, Gerb?
And our webmaster, of course, is on and admin tonight, so she is on streaming.
She's killing it.
There we
Thank
go.
God for her. Hi, Michael.
We're talking about her in a little bit later. Gregor, see you in Texas. Heck yeah.
We shall be there.
Who's that?
Nick
Gregor.
King, 3
Okay,
p.m. 3 p.m. Friday here. Soda water in my glass.
All right. Well,
All right, Nick.
Got to start somewhere, man.
Yeah,
It's all good.
We'll get you
it's all
on
good.
Cast strength before it's over.
3 p.m.
Good question. We'll answer that in a little
Oh,
bit later,
we're
Tom.
going to talk
That's
about
like
all of
Hawaii.
that.
Where would be 3 p.m. right now? That's like Hawaii or something, isn't it?
Maybe it is
The
Hawaii.
Blocklingers
Aloha.
Kilcairn
Good for him.
8. Which one is that one? The 57, the 56, or the normal bourbon?
Eric said Ardbeg, and More
More
Ardbeg.
Ardbeg.
No, there's- I guess
You gotta-
if you're an Ardbeg aficionado or disciple, then maybe that would be what you put in your locker.
Trinidad.
Where is that?
Nigel.
What did he kill? What did he kill? Which bottle did he kill? I bet it was the what did he have recently?
Shit.
What was it he was just drinking? It wasn't I can't remember now. Was it Ardbeg? Might have been
No,
Ardbeg.
I don't remember. I'm too
This
busy
is
shooting
killing
people
stuff.
when he
That's
tells
good.
us.
It's
Who's
good.
this? Amtrak Empire Builder. Kind of slow data, good evening. Okay, cool. Welcome to the show.
Right
Alan.
on.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Yeah, man.
Lana is on as well.
Always good to see
Lana,
Lana.
it's good to see you early.
Is she coming?
Are we going to see
You
her?
know,
I don't
well,
know.
we'll have to call her out when we talk about that.
All right.
Oh, he wants. Oh, okay. So he's not drinking. That's what he wants to see in our locker. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Hold
Fair
those
enough.
comments. We'll get to that topic.
All right.
So, I guess we can dive into it, but let's
Yes.
talk
Yeah,
about
man.
let's talk about November first, because I actually want to come back to November to close the show, just to make sure we show the
Okay.
link
Yep.
more than once.
Yep. Let's hit it
So-
all.
November 12th and 13th, the Scotch for Dummies 6-year anniversary is on the calendar. Missed out on a 5-year anniversary. We missed out on a
That's
trip
all
to
right.
Scotland.
Yeah,
so
that's
we're,
not all right, but
No,
we're doing what we can. The 6-year anniversary is coming up, and we have been promoting it on here a little bit, and RSVPs just to kind of give us a head count so we can make proper plans. Well, now tickets are up on the website for sale. There is a ticket for the Friday night dinner at the Chop House. And then there is a ticket for Saturday. And what's the difference between the two?
So you go to scotchfordummies.com if you want to check it out, and then you scroll to the bottom, and then there is a whole information about it, and RSVP right here today.
Does that?
And if you
give us some tickets?
RSVP to it, you scroll down, the ticket links are down on the bottom. Maybe
and you can go to one or both.
right.
It's all good.
Actually, what I would
Nice.
suggest
There we
is you
go.
scroll all the way down and literally just right there, that download the event poster. I would click that button because it's got all the information you need. Well, it's all there too, but I like this. Krista did a good job. So anyway, Friday night, it starts on Friday night the 12th, and it starts at a dinner at Sean's restaurant, the Chop House. And I'm gonna let you take that because this.
So it's actually going to be cool because it's we're finishing up our event area, which is on the second floor, and this will be the inaugural event. So we're kicking off.
Damn right we are.
We're going to kick this off right. But we've got a 4-course meal paired up with 4 scotches. I tried to pick 3 of them are classics from our journey.
from our 6-year journey.
That were just iconic, that we talk about all the time, that I thought we would be remiss not to have as part of our meal that evening. And then the 4th bottle is, I'm hoping, going to be a banger. We got a 34-year-old Brora.
That has not been a part of our journey.
But I kind of thought that would be the best way to wrap up that dinner, right? Like, we're going to have all of these, scotches from our journey, and then something new that's probably ridiculous that probably nobody's ever had, and just something different and fun. And so we're gonna do this up right.
So the amazing thing about that is we actually had to increase the price of the Friday ticket because of that bottle. But when you think about what you're getting there for just a pour of that bottle, I mean, $125 is
Right.
arguably the price of a 1-ounce pour of that.
Oh, not arguably. Absolutely.
Right.
So that's the beauty of that. So if you want to look that up, you can see it's available at, like, where do I see it online? It's like a $2,500 bottle or something like that. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, it's a little pricey.
And so we got it, and you get a sample of it with dessert. Is that going with dessert? Do we know?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, there'll be a dessert. So we've got we're gonna do some baked oysters. We're doing
Well, we're starting off with a Rob Roy.
yeah.
Welcome drink. Obviously, got to start
Oh,
off with
you
a nice.
got to get everybody
Classic.
in the building,
Got
right?
to get a baseline going.
Gotta stay classy.
Gotta get a
in here.
buzz.
So we're doing some baked oysters. We've got a salad course. I'm doing some stuffed lamb, and then I'm not exactly sure. I'm not 100% positive on the dessert. I'm still messing around
That's
with
fine.
that. So, but we'll get to that. So there'll be a 4-course meal, 4 scotches plus a welcome drink. We're all gonna hang out. It's gonna be awesome. I mean, it'll be great.
We trust you on the dessert.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I'm not
It'll be
sweating
fine.
that at all. For those of you that want to come for the entire weekend, and you're going to make reservations at the hotel where Saturday will take place, we do have a room block. The link is on the website as well. If you come in on Friday and you're staying at the hotel that night, we are going to have bus service from the hotel to the Chop House so that you can have a really good time at the Chop House and not have to stress about it. We don't want anybody putting themselves out there and drinking and driving. So there will be bus service. I think it's like $10
round trip.
Yep.
Can't beat it.
Bargain.
That's awesome. I'll be on that bus. Probably drinking on that, but you know, I mean, so we've got that covered as well. Fast forward to Saturday. Saturday morning, gonna be a little bit light because hopefully everybody
Have some
had
toast.
yeah,
Relax.
everybody had a good time.
Have a
Friday
breakfast
night.
at the restaurant. Yeah.
And we do anticipate some people coming in from local central Indiana that didn't attend Friday night just for Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday obviously is going to be a long day of lobby whiskey sharing. If you're coming, bring your favorite bottle or a bottle you want to share. I know there's actually a list going around of
Our
what some
patrons
people,
have a list going
our
on.
patrons have a list of what they're bringing. I
It's
need to
pretty
add
good.
to it tomorrow.
Gosh.
But starting at noon, the ticket for Saturday will get you a catered lunch from Sean's first restaurant.
So we're doing
Back
barbecue.
Barbecue back roads. Yeah.
Yep. And then we've got all kinds of stuff going on all day on Saturday.
We do. There's a lot going on. Obviously, we're going to have a live stream going the majority of the day. Someone will be in front of the camera doing something, whether it's another whiskey tuber, because there are some of those coming in. They can obviously steal camera time from us if they want. We are going to take volunteers to do a blind tasting. We'll probably put that on the live show. Why not have some fun with that? But aside from that, we do have 2 whiskey workshops, one presented by Ben Dietrich from the SMWS. America, and then the other from Glenn Modan from Glenmorangie.
Ooh, he's coming.
And potentially, put it out there, knock on wood, he can make it. Cameron from Ardbeg coming in with Dan. So if Cameron makes it, we will have a 3rd whiskey workshop from the Ardbeg Ambassador as well. So that I'm excited about that, not just because they're coming in to represent maybe their brand, but I've actually talked to them and said, listen, guys, if I get it, you need to do a brand representation. But I also want you to do something more than that. In other words, Dan can talk till the cows come home about the whiskey industry. Ben has got an enormous amount of whiskey at his disposal. He can talk about anything when it comes. So we're going to have some fun with that. It's going to be a great day. After the events are done, the whiskey workshops, it's going to be an evening in the lobby of probably hundreds of bottles being shared.
So what you get for that ticket on Saturday is you get the meal, and you get access to the workshops. If you don't buy a ticket, you can't go to the workshops. I mean, so that's the huge advantage of getting those.
There will be some interesting whiskey shared in the workshops. I'm just going to tell you that.
Unique whiskeys that you won't get access to.
So there's 2 ticket things here, right?
Yep.
So the first one is going through the Chop House, and the second one is going through us.
Scotch
That's why there's 2 buttons there. So you can go either or both of them. If you want both of them, click both buttons to go to it.
And we don't have a combined ticket because of the way
it works out.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier for those that just want to come to Saturday or maybe walk in off the street on Saturday and want to attend the whiskey workshop, and there's room in the workshop for them to attend. Then we can do this. So
we do have limited number. Do we have limits on?
Yeah.
Which ones? What's our limit for Friday?
I think I cut it off at 50. We're still kind of waiting to see. I might be able to get a few more in, but for right now, I don't want to oversell and not have room. So we're going to cut it off at 50, and
we're about that on
because I'm still under construction.
we're
so there's that.
Saturday, we will actually have another guest that'll set up out in the lobby. Dennis Lynch from Storied Company, a new boutique liquor store downtown Indianapolis, who's got some really interesting whiskeys to talk about and share. So, there's going to be a lot of people coming and going. I'm sure there's going to be a very good showing from the local whiskey industry.
It's going to be a day.
We've got some guests coming in too, some whiskey tubers.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously Scotch and Abide is going to be there.
Yeah, she is.
Eric Wade's coming.
Eric's coming. So between them 2, and then you throw in Scott from the Test Dummies. So right there's 3 hours worth of live stream right there.
It'll be fine.
Plus, who else? I mean, it's going to be epic. I mean, we're going to have such a fun time, so much whiskey, so much friends to share. I mean, it's going to be, I'm looking forward to it. I wish it wasn't one day because it's going to go like that.
It will.
But it's going to be so much to just, not enough time.
I think to me, it'll be special.
it's funny because we try to say, do we have enough for 2 days? We say, yeah, we can do 2 days. And then as it builds and
You need a week.
as we hear comments and people coming in and who's coming, we're like, oh man, I just want to spend a week just sitting down talking.
But it's one of those things that you're going to miss out on stuff. Like you can't be everywhere at once, and it just kind of is what it is.
You can't drink
so.
every sample.
No,
Right.
you
No,
can't drink a sample from every bottle.
On that note, Drew, that's a good point. So we have been encouraging people to go on Amazon and buy sample bottles. Buy the little 1 ounce sample bottles and bring them to the event, because you will not be able to drink a sample of every bottle there unless you plan on ending up in the emergency room.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. The beauty of the 1 ounce bottle is it's enough to get a good flavor for it, but it's not like draining the
Yeah,
bottle.
Right.
and it's enough to not be like rude. Like you're not trying to take a whole bunch because
I just want to
you
taste it.
just want to
Right.
taste it.
So-
You can't taste it all.
And it's also kind of nice. I mean, at first you're like, that's kind of rude. I'm going to pour it
Hey,
in a
Bobby J.
bottle and taste it later. But if I'm pouring you a sample and you're like, I've already had like 6 glasses, I'm not going to be able to get
Right.
like it's nice.
Yeah, and
Because now I know you're going to take it home and pay attention to it.
and what we should do is we should have labels that you can put on your bottle. This is from
We will.
Joe Blow,
We will.
and that way when you pour your bottle, you can say this is Joe and this is their email address. I can talk to them about it after when I
That's
can
good.
actually taste it.
You see
We
this
definitely
one
will do
from
that.
Mr. Girl.
To me, I think it's going to be a long day of literally trying to find time to step back and just savor
Yeah.
the moment of what we've done, where we've come, what
Yep.
we've accomplished, and the massive amount of people that we have brought into this, and there's a part of it. So
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to it. So that is the Scotch for Dummies 6-year anniversary. And I'm sure on that 6-year anniversary, people are going to be asking about when are we going to make it to Scotland, and we're still thinking about it.
It's on our list, hopefully, to make it happen. It just depends
Have to
on
start over.
how things
We
go.
do have to start
We gotta
over.
Start all
We-
over
we
again.
lost
I think
everything.
could we make it by next summer? Maybe, but then we haven't booked it yet, so
That's
we
tough.
finish it.
Yeah,
That's tough.
but this is one. This first things first.
Let's get through our
this.
6-year anniversary. I'm thankful we're able to do it because honestly, we really wanted to do the 5-year. COVID just
Yeah.
got in the way of a lot of stuff for everybody. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm not complaining, but
But segue into the topic of tonight, right? Where I'm excited because it's going to be upstairs. It's
Yep.
going to be in a new area of the chop house, and in that new area, you're kind of creating some new things, right?
Right. So the first round of these are actually going to be down above the main
The
bar.
main bar.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
So we decided when we opened up, and actually I got the idea from one of our trips out to New York.
Yeah.
Several of the bars out there had private lockers for your whiskey, and it was stuff that the bar
Blew
didn't
us away.
carry.
What?
And they did table service, and it was just a really cool thing that I carried around with me. And when we did the chop house, it was something that I was, obviously I like whiskey and I like going to bars that have a good whiskey selection. And even though I feel like the whiskey I have on my bar at the chop house is decent, everybody's got a different palate, right? So I thought that this would be a unique, fun thing to do. And so we kind of talked about it. And then we talked to a lot of the customers who are coming in. And there's some people that were really,
Interested, right?
really
like asking
excited.
every week, right?
Yeah. We had one guy in particular that, as soon as we told him that the contract was ready and they were going to go in, he came to the bar to sign his contract and pay his deposit.
Dang.
So
we didn't even get locker one.
So talk
So how
about
does this
the
work?
process of a locker. Like,
So-
How does the locker work? Yeah.
So there's a lot of logistics that go into this. Part of it is just the space and like where do you store it and how does this work? But a lot of it is how do you safeguard that whiskey and make sure that you don't have staff that's drinking it, or Mark has a locker and his brother comes in and
Taps
it's
it out.
like, hey, my boy's got a locker. Can I have a pull of that? And they drink half a bottle of your best whiskey, and then you come in and you're like, where'd all my booze go?
And it's a $2,000 bottle.
Right. So we had to get an inventory system built, and there's a lot of customization to this program. How do you identify yourself as the locker owner?
Yeah.
How do you purchase the bottles? Like, how does this all
It's
what?
like a safe deposit box.
And-
You have a key and they have a key.
Yeah. And we had to go through the Indiana excise officers and figure out, what
The
would
legality.
be legal, what wouldn't be,
Yep.
like, what do they want to see out of this? Because it's just a little bit different. So what we worked out is for this program, there's a contract and there's a monthly rental, although it's very small, just because I didn't want to beat anybody up on this program. Like, it's really more a service thing than a
Yeah.
moneymaker.
Yeah.
So the idea of it, and I don't know if anybody's ever had a wine locker, but what we
Yes, Lana.
yes. So what we wanted to have this be is an incentive for people to come into the restaurant more, right? Or
Sure.
for business people or salespeople to bring people,
Special,
clients in or whatever.
Make it an event.
And a lot of people that get wine lockers and liquor lockers, that's the whole point. It's a business expense. It's not a personal thing. So you're coming in and you want to have impressive bottles, high-end bottles that you can pour for clients. And so, for guys like us, that's not the case. We personally are going to
Love
have
Yeah.
bottles in there. And so for us, it's more of a, what do we want to drink when we go out for dinner, right? But everybody's got a different reason for getting these lockers. And so the first thing we're going to do is early November, actually the week after our 6th year, we're hosting a party upstairs for the people who have liquor lockers. That's a Stock Your Locker party.
Stock your locker
And
party.
what's-
That's cool.
It's
we
free.
I wonder if we should get
we're going.
The people that have rented lockers at that point can go upstairs. I've got reps coming in, bringing in bottles of different stuff, rums and like just high end,
Right.
bourbons
So it's
and
not just
scotches
whiskey,
and
it's
stuff.
any spirit.
Yeah, it's whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
You can stock whatever. But what we really wanted to do was, like if you wanted a bottle of Pappy, probably can't get you Pappy.
Probably
But
can't do that.
There's a ton of really good spirits out there. And so I wanted these guys to be able to come in and feature some stuff that, hey, you can get this. It's a really nice bottle. Nobody knows about it. It's going to be exclusive. And I
So-
have it in stock so you can have one.
So it's not what you typically have in your bar and you can own your bottle. It's I can have a bottle that I cannot get on your bar.
Correct.
So I'm buying my exclusive bottles through you and then I can share them with. So when you show up, do you like bring out like the entire locker and like,
So-
hey, I'd like my
It
locker,
depends.
please. How does
So
that come
basically
across?
what it'll be is all 4 of us are going to have our own individualized aluminum business card.
Ooh,
It's
fancy.
got our name, it's got our locker number on there. So Andrew, if you come in for dinner, you pull out your card, you hand it to your server or the bartender and say, hey, I've got locker number 2, and either I would like to see, I'd like bottle whatever, or could you bring down the bottles and let me see what we have up there?
Yep.
Because I'm not sure. And so either or is fine.
Yep.
And so we can either leave the bottle with you, or we can
Fancy.
pour a drink for you and put the bottle back if you're not sure if you're going to want another glass, or you just don't want to clutter up your table. That's fine.
But behind
Yeah,
the
fair.
scenes, what's going on there is your server, the chop house, will be taking a picture of the business card with the bottle and a rulered measure of what's in the bottle. So that way, when we have a locker and I go stumbling up there after hitting 18 and I'm in a good mood because I hit the best round of my life and I decide to kill the bottle of Signet and I leave and then you go to dinner next week and you're like, where's my Signet? And then the chop house can say, well, Mark came in here staggering drunk and drank your whole Signet.
And on this date, I mean, it's a time and
Right.
date stamp system. So
That's so cool.
so we know exactly who came
That's
in,
like
who drank
professional.
Yeah, and
what.
then when he gets home, we beat the crap out of him.
Right.
Yeah, but that's on us as we are the locker owners. That's between us.
Yeah,
And
that's
so that
within us.
takes. What we wanted to do was take the restaurant out of that fight.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
if you drank it all, or you gave access to your lush brother and he drank your whole bottle, maybe you should take.
That's your thing.
Yeah,
Take his
right.
card away. Yeah.
So that's on you. So I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. The other nice part about having a locker is there is a little bit of savings along the way.
Yeah. That's
Number one, you get to carry bottles that you wouldn't be able to
can't have on
get,
the bar.
right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a single cask of something, or just something comes up. But because we have this program, it allows us to be in the loop for things coming out. And it lets us purchase different things that other restaurants
Pinky
may not
swear,
be able
Lana.
to.
Pinky
So
swears.
it's got a lot of good stuff. So we've got a locker, which is pretty awesome.
And so how much can they hold?
So we are guesstimating about 10 bottles.
Or 4 of his CVS bottles.
Right.
We're not doing
Four
CVS.
handles.
Totally depends on
Four-
that. But what we kind of wanted to do tonight was kind of talk through, what we're going to put in our locker, right? And to me, this is kind of if you're starting a bar from scratch, what do you go, like what 10 bottles do you immediately go out and purchase, right? Which is kind of what we're doing. So we don't want stuff that I already carry at the chop house, because there's no reason to have bottles
Nope.
up there that we already could get. So we want to get stuff that is not available at the chop house, and stuff that we personally enjoy. Like, I don't want something up there that's I'm kind of on the fence about, right?
Well, that's what's nice about it is you as a bar owner, you're gonna have a selection that you think is going to sell, is popular, and it's a varietal too, right?
Right.
Make sure you appease everyone. What you're saying now is we've got lists off of your distributors that you do business with to go through and say, I want that bottle because it fits our style.
Right.
You wouldn't sell it in the bar normally because
Nobody knows what the hell it is.
right?
or-
It's not going to be successful. Who knows, right? Doesn't matter. We want that bottle, so we
Right.
get to have it in there, and that's the beauty about this is that we now have our own personalized. It fits our mood, what we like, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Is what is that going to be?
So yeah, let's set the stage. Scotch for Dummies. There's 4 of us that share the bottle. Full disclosure: Sean is an owner of the Chop House. Scotch for Dummies are investors in it. We're in on this as well. But we are paying for the locker just like any other customer. We're paying for the liquor just like any other customer. So what do we want to put in there? We've talked offline before the show, and we said, we want to be able to cover a range of the regions of Scotland. We want to cover the range of the styles of Scotch. In other words, sherried, just straight
Peated.
malt, peated, you name it. We want to be able to cover that as well as the
non-Scotch.
maybe we go in
haven't discussed that at
non-Scotches,
all.
but we also want to include the not price range but exclusivity. We don't want them all to be the high-end bottles. We want some that I want this with my steak and I don't want to feel guilty about hitting
Right.
it. But so these 10 bottles have to cover a really wide spectrum. How do we break this down? Because honestly, we could probably all 4 of us write 10 down right now.
Yeah.
And maybe half of them would overlay.
Yeah, I think we'd have some
I think
overlap.
we'd get like some common ones that we'd all say.
But there's still going to be a variety.
Yeah. So the other thing about this is it is a bar and they will have a markup on basic whiskey. So
Sure.
I don't know what that is, but the key here is I don't want to buy what retail would be a $2,000 bottle and then pay retail or bar markup for that. That's just crazy. That's not worth it. So you want something that is it may be a fairly high end bottle, but it's not like a $10,000 bottle because then you pay whatever the markup
but
would be on
part of this is also the prestige and honor of having something that you pay a little bit more for
You're
if
right.
you have to,
It is
because
a
you know what, this is not something you can't do this anywhere else.
It is a premium.
This is a pretty
product.
Let's
damn
be honest.
badass thing to do.
First time it happened to us. Shout out to
We
Steph
couldn't stop
Ridgway.
talking
Yeah.
about it.
She took us out for dinner after an event in Chicago. It was in Chicago or New York, one of the two, because we've been in both. And when all of a sudden we're sitting there ordering appetizers and bottles just start showing up on the table.
All she does is this. She goes, bring them all. The next thing I always see,
And they got-
bottles.
They got this little
And we're
tag
like,
around.
what
it.
is
metal
this?
name tags with her
what's
name.
all
I'm like,
this?
what the
And we're like,
flip?
what do you guys want to drink?
Can
what?
I
have
pour?
any of this?
Can I pour this?
And
It's
that's
just
the
like-
difference here.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
how
you
this
can't
works.
pour, but yes.
But it was a
Technically,
blast. I
You
mean,
can.
honestly, it was really kind of mind blowing. And then she ends up taking us to Fine and Rare.
Yep.
Her friend Tommy, owner
Tommy's
of
a great guy.
Tommy, great guy, great whiskey experience. His whiskey lockers are,
Ridiculous.
ridiculous. There's a lot of them, and the whiskey that you see in them go from $35 a bottle to $3,500 a bottle. I mean, you can see them all. They're like chicken wire. You can see through them. You're like, you see bottles like Happy and stuff like that. It's
Ronan.
expensive bottles.
The hell, dude. Chippendale's calendar. Are you crazy? Mark's going to do that
Nobody
on
wants
his
to see
own.
that.
Those
It's just gonna be on Mark.
Kilts
Mark's Chippendale calendar. Thanks,
with my
Ryan.
chicken legs and kilts.
Chris Farley version of it.
Maybe we can get you a Molly calendar.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yes, I just did that live.
I saw that. Did record it.
Now nobody's buying tickets.
You'll see that.
I agree with you, Tom.
and
I don't think we're going to have a bottle in the locker that Sean is actually putting on the bar.
Yep.
That's
No,
fine.
no,
I
there's
can
no
get the
point.
bottle in the bar. The
No,
point
but I
is-
mean, we're going to get, Dameson 20 will be in our locker for sure.
okay, so let's start it.
Well,
So
here's-
what's
But
the for
decent
sure?
20s on the bar.
Here's my thought on this whole deal. You want bang for the buck,
My views.
right? Why put a Macallan in there when you can get something that's less expensive that has more bang for your buck, right?
All right,
So
let's do this.
my
Let's start
actual
thinking.
first bottle that I was thinking of was Naked Grouse.
I think
not
Naked
on your
Grouse
bar.
is a great.
It's not on
Because
your
it's not
bar.
on the
Easy.
bar. I'm not
Oh.
gonna feel guilty about drinking it. And
Naked
I know
Grouse.
you guys are gonna be like, really, you're
Yeah.
gonna put that in a locker? But you can't have all nice bottles in the locker.
No, because the thing about that, that's great with a steak or something. It's
To
just-
me,
yeah.
if Naked Grouse is in there, if I show up for dinner, I'm starting with the Naked Grouse with my appetizer.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah, so-
we're already getting
Yeah,
some
look
great.
at all these suggestions.
Glen Scotia, I
Wow,
think, is an
Lana.
awesome
Wow.
The
suggestion.
Victoriana, you love it.
I think
love
we
that
absolutely
bottle.
have to have
So
that.
everybody's
All right.
already going for the 12s. Yes, I was thinking Old Pulteney. I was thinking Highland Park. I was thinking
Glendronach.
Glendronach. There's 3 12s right off the bat.
Yep.
And then I got to throw a peated one in there. What peated one am I going to do?
Ardbeg.
Ardbeg 10 or Lafroy 10?
I got Ardbeg 10 on
Or
the bar.
Lagavulin
Oh,
16?
Ugadale.
Ugadale
I mean,
or
Corey
Corey.
Vrecken.
Corey. Well, taste the two, see which one you want.
Exactly. Yeah, there you
So,
go.
so the beauty of this, so you can tell what's happening. We're like brainstorming. All right, what do I put out there? Let's have
But
fun
well,
with this.
and I think that part of it might be that you start out with, 6 or 8 bottles and see how it goes, right? Like what are we drinking
what am I
up?
missing? Yeah.
Right? If we put 4 peated bottles in there and we never touch them and all we drink is sherry bombs for a while,
Let's take,
like let's add some more sherries
Yeah.
and get a
that's a fair
better
point.
rounded.
Yes, Paul
you
Allen, Lagavulin 16. Though I would debate
Yeah.
It's on my bar.
But yeah, it's the Lagavulin. That's great because then I don't have to waste space in my locker to get it.
So I like the Tom
So
Art.
Tom R. So
like
it
that.
does not have an auto restock option because I don't know if you want that bottle back or not. So
Does it have a
what-
minimum?
So there
Oh,
it does, but it's pretty low.
it's pretty low.
So-
Okay,
And I asked
Um,
that because when we were at Fine and Rare, Steph, we did take her below. We killed a bottle that took her below her minimum. I think Fine and Rare's minimum is 5 bottles in the locker. You have to have 5 bottles. And the waitress or maitre d', she literally came over and said, pulled Steph aside, and you've gone below your minimum. What bottle would you like to replace it with? And she said, bam, and it was done right there on the spot.
Yeah.
But I mean, they were not letting her slide.
No. So what we're doing is we do have everybody's contact information. We're not going to start off with minimums. I kind of want to see how the program goes for a little bit, just to see. Because I mean, I hate putting rules in place when you find out you don't need them.
That's
right?
true. And no,
yeah, I mean, if you can't
But-
sell all the lockers anyway, why?
Oh,
restrict
we're selling
sold,
lockers.
we've already sold multiple,
it? No, maybe
and it's been on sale for like
a day.
36 hours maybe.
Oh,
Jameson Black.
But what we are doing is we're going to have everybody put out a wish list. So of like bottles that you want us to look for. Maybe they're seasonal, maybe
Maybe
they're
get it-
hard to find,
yeah,
things like that. And
Get to the
with the
allocation.
with the assumption that if I can get it, I am buying it and we're putting it in your locker.
oh, I like that.
So,
you
like,
put wish list on
If
there.
you wanted, I don't know, Pappy, let's say Pappy, and you put that down, and I happen to be able to acquire a bottle, I'm just going to email you
It's
and
an
let you
auto
know I already bought this bottle. It's on your wish list. Here you go.
Nice, that's kind of cool.
And so we're trying to do some of that service stuff too, that just kind of helps people out and takes it out of their hands. They don't have to worry about
I
it
like
quite as
that.
much.
Yeah,
So.
because you're working with the distributors way more than they ever would.
Yeah, well, and I think this program will allow us as a whiskey community to increase our buying power, because now we're buying, rare bottles and weird
Different
stuff,
bottles.
and that
Right.
brings in different
Well,
Yeah.
things.
I think
that
for
we
us
get
though,
access to.
it's not so much of the cool bottles we all like to have. I think it's more of when we go there, we're going there because maybe it's a couple of classes we all want to have just because we want to enjoy our dinner. But for the most part, we're bringing someone in and we would like to take them on a journey, and we want to have something that's available to do that with when we want to. Hey, here's an Ardbeg, here's a Highland Park. Can you tell the difference between the two? The
Right.
different things, and talk
Right.
about
Sure.
space size
That's a
versus.
great idea. So we got some friends that we met through other stuff with our kids. and
Now
stuff.
you can treat them
take
without
them,
having
take
to
them
worry
up
about
there
it.
and let them explore some with scotches. That's great.
But
So-
on that note, I mean, as a locker owner, there's nothing to say that I can't take advantage of upstairs and have a larger party. Maybe I bring 8 to 10 people, and I'm
Totally.
like, you know what? Hey, open up my locker and bring it out here. I want to walk these 8 of my friends. We're having a good dinner. I
Just
want
a
to walk them
tasting
through
right there.
a
Yep.
small tasting,
Oh, that's
And
great.
the fact of the matter is, because it's my liquor, it's my locker. I don't have to. I can pour small little bitty pours. Hey, we're just tasting these guys. I want you to sample this,
Yep.
and this, as opposed to going down to the bar, paying.
I need a 1
you
ounce
know.
pour or whatever
Right.
your
I
standard pour
I
is.
can
yeah.
do some fun things. I can,
Yep.
and there is an exclusivity of it. I mean, honestly, I was blown
Totally.
away. Right? I mean,
It's cool.
Really,
It's a really cool service.
and I'm stoked about. I totally minimized my wallet, but this card, I'm carrying it someday. I'll be like, damn right. Open my locker and bring all those bottles here right now.
It's
I just
gonna
want
be
to
a
look
cool
at
thing,
them.
man. Why not? Okay, you can take them back.
Okay.
I'm just having
So can you like ring a bell when the liquor's open so people will see me like a tray?
You need to
of
have
bottles?
like a locker tray, a cart that wheels
I
around.
can tell you, if you're bringing whole bottles to a table, somebody they're gonna know.
You gotta have a
It's
squeaky,
gonna
you gotta have a
be-
squeaky wheel on the cart so everybody turns their head and looks.
I can't wait to see his locker. You got lights in them and everything, so you can
They're
illuminate.
yeah. I think I've got some 3D renderings somewhere, so I'll have to show them to you. But
That'd be cool.
they're pretty cool. It's powder coated black like mesh
Nice. So you
and
can see
wood.
through
And,
Hey, just
So
for,
they'll be cool.
for clarity, the system does not email all the people on the locker when a purchase, right? I just want to
I
make
know
sure.
Mark is up there. What's Mark doing again?
Right.
it's
What do you
going to
mean
the
he's
Scotch
up there?
Redemptor's
He's
email.
playing a lot of golf up there.
Yeah,
So I was actually thinking that a good bang for the buck company would probably be Compass Box,
Yeah, and that'd be a great.
And-
blend
and
to
not
talk
their
about.
not like Glasgow or something like that, but like
a
some
decent
of their
one. A decent one.
Yeah,
a
like
spice
Petite
tree or something
Monster
like
or
that.
Spice Tree, yeah.
Yeah.
totally.
or even some of their like allocated stuff that I mean it's not going to beat you up that bad, but there's some really great bottles that have
Sure
come
there
through. And I think that you get good bang for your buck off of
So
that
let's
company.
flip the script and go to the other end of the spectrum, guys.
I was thinking rare breed.
Oh, wow, you're
Wow,
going
turkey.
Dude,
Dude,
I
my
want to
wife
get a
would
bourbon
drink-
in
my
there.
wife
I
would
want to
hit
get a
that.
rum in there. I want to get a tequila in there. Something.
What about an Irish then?
Irish
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure?
For sure.
All right, so what's your Irish pick?
Red Press 12, probably.
Redbreast 12.
I don't know. It's
Green spot? Yeah.
I mean,
yellow
that's
spot?
obviously common. What do you have at the bar? I mean, I don't know.
I don't carry a lot of Irish. I'm actually thinking about expanding it a little bit, but I haven't had a lot of call for it, so I haven't like gone crazy with it. But I agree. I love a good Irish whiskey, and I
Yeah.
think that it'd be nice to have.
So
Yeah.
we've had some
Redbreast 12
suggestions.
would be a good one.
Eric Waite said Jameson Black Barrel, I think it was. We're looking for an Irish to add to the
No, I
locker.
don't like their black butter shirts.
All right, so
Why is everybody
and-
busting my butt tonight? Just give me crap.
Yeah, well, I don't see anybody busting.
So, hey, Tom, those Appleton are nice rums. Those are
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
those are
but
definitely
I mean,
worth considering.
I appreciate a rum. Like that would be something to kind of to have too, just to have something different, like a good rum or a good tequila. I mean,
Oh.
something that just
Yeah.
gives us some variety too, not
Yeah.
just all Scotch. I mean,
Because
don't get me wrong, I'm fine with all Scotch.
So
but-
what's our favorite gin?
right, exactly.
What do you got on the bar?
So right now I've got Hendrix, Sapphire, and
I don't know that I would do a gin because it's a mixing
like
thing.
Beefeaters, I think.
Something fun to start
Tangeray.
the night off.
Sapphire
with.
makes
I
a
got
good
Tangeray.
martini.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
I
I've got Castle and Key.
Oh,
No,
Castle
Well,
and
that's
Key's
good too,
good.
yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I would mess with gin. I'd do something that you would just sip, something you can. It's
a
different.
sipping gin. Yeah, I don't think
Here's
that happens.
here's a
No,
question
right,
for you.
Exactly.
Would you put a local liquor
Maybe.
in?
Only if it's good.
Maybe. I'm not
I've had
experienced.
some really good ones.
You know who-
that would be interesting to try. Yeah.
Michael would be good for that because he knows some of the
Porter,
local.
yeah.
Who's the porter?
Yeah.
Well,
Sunday evening.
And it might be a nice, local touch to have something that's
Can't
an
get the blue
Indiana.
spot.
Yeah, let's see if
Tom,
we can get an
thanks.
Indiana Scotch.
No, but I've had some really
That's not
good
gonna happen.
Indiana whiskeys, like
So,
really good
yeah.
ones. So I think that rum gives you a good bang for your buck.
It
Irish,
does.
depending on what you get, gives you a pretty good bang for your
I
buck.
think
I
that would be
think.
nice to have.
Scotch is
Um,
expensive, admittedly.
Well, I mean, it just depends. I mean, we're talking so far. We've talked about Naked Grouse. We've talked about
12-year-old.
some of the Compass Box bottles, but you're talking $100 maybe.
Yeah.
So what else? We've talked about a few of the peateds. What
but-
else would you put in there?
But I mean,
Nothing's crazy
Well,
expensive.
we're
No,
talking about the premier bottle.
yeah, I was going to say that when I said flip script, let's go to the other end of the spectrum. What's our high-end bottles of Scotch? So these are the end of the night. I come out to dinner. I want to have a
Signet.
special night. I'm having a good steak dinner. I'm having one of those tomahawks.
Dude.
Regretting tomorrow, but I'm having it tonight. right?
I split that with my son. We good.
And I want to finish it off with a quality Scotch. Obviously, I can think of King Alexander the third. I can think of Deanston 20. I think of Signet.
Well, I'll tell you right now, on the bar right now, I've got Signet,
right.
I've got Deanston 20,
Yep.
and I've got Dalmore Cigar Malt.
Those are good bottles.
So
Those
what's
are
that
good.
leave us? Where do we go from
Okay.
there? What do you want to put on there, guys?
So
I
you
mean,
can consider blue. Probably not for me. It's not worth the value.
it's not worth the value for me either. I want something that's going to end my night with a little bit more than that.
And it's not the rarity either. It's just something that, you know, we look to. I mean, King Alexander would be like,
What about like a Glengoyne
But you
or
have
a Kilkerran?
Not the King Alexander.
Would
I've got
those
the
be
Cigar
something
Malt.
that would finish the
The
night?
King-
Well, I don't know if you're going to get the Kilkerran.
LV21.
Well, Vinny 21.
Yeah.
Haven't had that in a minute, man. Shit.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to try that this weekend there, buddy. To Matt and PX. He's been telling me about
Wow. So that Vinny 21 is not a bad
it.
suggestion.
No, it's not.
We haven't touched that bottle in years, guys.
That's a great
We
bottle.
have it? You don't have
No.
Oh, we used to have two of them. Remember? It comes in a
Yeah,
big old
yeah,
box.
yeah.
I mean, come on,
They
man.
were
It's been
great,
yeah.
ages.
No, I
What
agree
about
with that.
how about a Springbank?
Springbank would be great.
Absolutely.
Glen
I would
Farkless?
love a Springbank on there because that would.
I think Glenn Farkas, you were talking about bang for your buck. I think that's
a
That's
good
a
Well,
one.
we got,
Glen
we got
Farkless 25
so I
year old.
wrote down some like Glen Grants or some of those that are.
Because to me, you're looking
Not
at
sherry.
you want to shy away from the stuff that's kind of, I guess, more commercialized, and you're looking for like more boutique stuff,
Yes.
right? So you're looking for like an Edredauer or, you know, just like more boutique-y type liquors that you're definitely not going to see on a bar
Now,
somewhere.
Now here's the guy with some plans right here, and he's calling it out. I
Grab
would
those
love to
sample
have.
bottles, Jura
I would
21.
absolutely love to have a long row 18.
Oh, look, that thing
Yeah.
open.
That would
It
be
is now.
that would be a blessing. That's one of my favorites
What?
too. Long row 18.
Oh,
gosh, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Sample bottle.
Elijah Craig.
Look at
I
this.
totally didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah.
Lodge.
What you
Oh.
got there?
Jura
Jura
21.
Yeah, it's good. I had one. It was tasty.
Gonna have one right now.
Don't mind if I do.
So-
No, I think
So
you're
wait.
right. The
So for dessert, sweet
potato cake.
Omar 15 darkest.
Go on with
And
your
that's
stuff.
something we have to have too, because that's an early on for us.
That
we
was
loved it.
the first
And it was
whiskey
good.
that I was like,
What?
oh, Bowmore 15
Oh,
darkest.
you were head over
It's a
heels.
little bit of peated, but it's super sweet and cakey.
It's
and,
good,
yeah.
man. I mean, it's really good. And so I think all of those are legitimate, right?
Yep.
I mean, they're in that good price point range. I think there's good bang for the buck. I'm not going to be embarrassed to pull any of those bottles out,
No.
but I'm also not going to be like, oh, I don't know if I can drink that here, you know,
Wow.
and just leaving it sit up in the locker. Like I want to buy stuff that we're going to drink.
So I guess what we're saying is there's a variety of bottles we'd like to have, and we probably named a dozen at least.
Yep.
No, we
Narrow-
did.
It's a narrow downing of
So
what?
maybe what we do is let's write them all down, pick our first 10, and the rest go on the wish list. That when we empty a bottle, the
That's
next
next
bottle.
You know
up.
what I
Next-
say we do?
next man
I
up.
say I put the whole list together, and maybe it's 15 to 20, whatever, and we just make it all random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top
And-
10.
Well, and
Grab
it'd be nice to just show up and be like, I wonder what's in the locker.
Well, so that is what locker we would put together. I mean, ours is a kind of a tour of Scotland.
Right.
That's
Rocker.
us.
But
Yes.
if you are a sherry head and you don't like peated whiskey, then you've got a very different view of what you're going to put in your locker. That's the beauty of the locker.
Thank you so
Eric,
much, Eric. Appreciate
thank you.
John, Eric, it's gonna take more than $5 for me to put that bottle in the locker.
No, White Walker's not going in the bottle.
But I appreciate you, brother.
So if you're a rum head, you're a tequila head, it's not just whiskey. It's not a whiskey locker. It's a
No.
spirit locker.
I'm actually very excited to see, you know, the guy that was super excited about it, he's a bourbon drinker, but he drinks all kinds of whiskey. He likes Irish, he likes Scotch. It'll be interesting to see as people get these lockers. Like if you were a salesperson, right? And you were getting a locker to bring clients in, your choices would be very different.
Absolutely.
Right.
Oh yeah, you'd have rum,
Like-
tequilas.
And
Well,
you
you want a
wouldn't want
variety,
anything
bourbon.
like, you would want nice stuff, but you wouldn't want anything like super duper crazy, right?
No, you don't want it super expensive.
Because
but-
you know, maybe you do want something super expensive, but I wouldn't want like, I don't know, something like
Lagavulin
super
12.
peated.
Yeah.
And this guy's not a peat head.
Lagavulin
Like you're gonna
12.
want
You
stuff
wanna
that kind of appeals to a
varietal.
lot of people.
You're gonna have a lot of blues.
But this also lends
People want
to
that.
other events. So you're going to have a stock your locker event, and that's
Yep.
probably going to be once a quarter, maybe twice a year, something in that nature. But there's nothing to say that you can't do a locker party where the upstairs is going to be open for locker owners to open up their lockers and share whiskey with each
Yep.
other.
That
So
would
then
be
the next thing you
fun.
know, I'm up there rubbing shoulders with the other lockers. Man, what's that? What's this, man? What are you doing with this in your
What's
locker?
this
What
tequila?
the hell are you
Can I
talking
take a
about?
sip of that?
You get a lot of cross pollination. It's a great event. If we're there, we're eating.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what you
costs-
want. You
and
want
It costs
people
you
in there.
nothing.
And I think we'll probably do a lot of, we'll do VIP access to like tasting events that we're holding anyway.
Right.
So like you can show up early and, the locker owners can show up and just talk to the people that are there doing the wine tasting or whatever we're doing, for a half hour before
Right.
everybody else gets to come in.
right.
you
So
know,
there's
So
some
you
fun
get
with
behind the
this.
scenes stuff and it gives you something for your lockers.
Tom, I mean, seriously, you just
I'll try, man.
that's pretty good. If I stock my locker with Aviation Gym, will you get Ryan Reynolds?
Wait.
So
Is Travis in here?
Is this your
Yeah.
dream? Is this your dream
What's
to
he
have
talking about?
Ryan Reynolds pour you some aviation?
That would be kind of cool. But
mean-
no, I'm actually really excited. I love the idea of the share your locker night. I mean, that'd be kind of
I think that'd be a cool.
experience. Because you don't know who people are, and
That's
you
a
may
total
learn
underrated
something.
way to
Like
do it.
look at the TVs, right? Like let's say the TV's got it. It would be awesome to have a liquor combo with the TVs. Like
Yep.
all the stuff they're going to bring, the Irish stuff you're going to get into that you probably don't even know about. Like and then the bourbon people, right? And then maybe
And the bourbon
and the Tom
people,
R's, the rum people.
and so
Right.
all the bourbon people will
Exposure.
have access to a Scotch locker, and they're like,
I didn't know
Scotch.
this was even here,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So it's a cool way to share.
Yeah.
And,
So
and everybody knows that if it's in the locker, it's not cheap. So you're gonna respect the whiskey or the spirits that are in their locker, and you're gonna be delicate with it. That's really fun.
I think it's it's another way to build a community,
So
right?
what are we talking about here?
Um,
We need a gin. We need a tequila. Oh, not a gin. We need a rum, and we need a tequila.
There was a tequila suggestion
I don't know.
that
Is
was
that
up there a little bit.
I don't sit.
What's the rum?
Tequila.
What's the tequila that we
I will
put
tell
in there?
you, high-end tequilas, if you get good tequila, it's kind of the difference between drinking,
Sure.
CVS Scotch and drinking like a really good Scotch. I mean, it's
You're right.
it's an order of magnitude
Absolutely
different.
agree.
I
Problem
agree.
is
So-
I don't know
I don't know
from
yeah.
name. I can't just freaking
Maybe
blind
we
shoot
need
you.
So
tequila
Tom,
maker.
that is a wrinkle.
What?
That all the bottles have to be bought through my bar.
Mhm.
So it sucks to start out. I'm
That's
not
the
gonna
law,
lie.
though, Tom. We can't
It's a
beat
law
that.
thing.
Well, and if I'm not able to buy it, most of the time, unless it's like a single cask thing that somebody's bringing in, they're buying all of the bottles. They're bringing it in through the distributor's handling it, but they're not really.
Yeah.
It's not for sale to the general populace,
Right.
right? Like one person is buying this. So if it's something like that, that's a different story. But I mean, maybe we could even do something like that through the locker program. If you have enough locker people, you could go buy a cask of whiskey.
Right. If
Ooh,
enough
all
locker
together.
owners want to freaking
Right.
buy a bottle of bourbon down in Kentucky, we're going to do it.
But other than that, I mean, anything that a liquor store in Indiana can buy, I can get. I'm through the same distributors that they are. So I mean, there are some things that are more difficult, allocated stuff that's harder to find, that they only get so many bottles, and if we're not on that list, we're not on the list.
Right.
So I do have some alternate
But to-
ideas for things.
to cover
we'll
that,
see.
you're going to have a stock your locker party where
Yep.
once a quarter, twice a year, whatever, where you're bringing in these distributor reps that are going to say, "Hey, here's what we got. Here's what's offered in the state of Indiana by our company right now." And I'll be able to look at that list and be like, "I've been waiting for that guy to pop up," or
Right.
"Hey,
Well,
where's this?"
And sometimes this is a two-way street too. So, a lot of times the end consumer has very little say in what a distributor brings into the state, right? Like the
Oh.
distributor is making a business decision
Yeah, of
whether or
course.
not they can sell
That's
something.
true.
So if you have an
That's a very
event
good
4
point.
times a year where you've got distributor reps coming in and they're able to actually talk to the end customers who are trying to purchase bottles. And that person comes in and says, what's the deal with Tamdu 15? Why can't I buy this in this state? I can buy it in everybody else's state. What's the problem here?
All of a sudden, distributors can be like,
right. And
We'll
they're
get
like, well, if I can sell it, yeah, I'll totally get it. You know, and they'll go in, and a lot of these are multi-state companies. So they'll be like, well, I can get it from Illinois. I'll just have some shipped over. If you guys want to buy some bottles, we got you covered.
right.
You
Yeah,
know?
because I mean, there's so many bottles they can sell, and you know that's not you want
Right.
to think it's an analytical thing. It's not. It's
No.
like no, we'll
I've
just
never-
put this, and this
Yeah.
in.
I mean, like when I go onto these liquor sites, like I have to tell them what state I'm in because they stock specific things in specific states. So,
Which is crap.
It's
you
so
know,
stupid.
but
I
I
mean,
mean, it makes
but
sense because
it
they don't
does
want to
make
ship
sense.
it.
It
They
makes
want to
sense.
turn it just like any
Yes.
other business. They don't want it sitting on their shelves. But if they know for a fact that they've got an end buyer, and all we have to do is say, hey, you know, we'll take a case. It's fine. You know, then
That's a good question, Bobby.
so I think that it'll be interesting to see what we end up with.
Any chance for 2 or more folks to own one locker?
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. So
Got
I mean,
four
the
right
four
here.
of us, you know, we are renting it, you know, as a group. So you have to like the people that
It's
you're
like sharing a car
renting
key,
with,
right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, we're
You
all
gotta trust each
responsible
other.
for the
Yeah.
locker. So as long as and you know, I actually talked to some liquor reps about this before we decided to do the program, and their big deal was, you know, that's why we did the inventory program that we did, because we were trying to
Leave it
take
down.
ourselves out of any conflict between people that were sharing a locker. Because if you've got a law firm or an accounting firm or something, and you're getting it as a
Right.
business expense, and your partner goes in 4 times a week and you go in once a month, you're
kinda
not
wanna be able to
really
train
getting
It's a
the
little upside
same-
down right there,
You know what
right?
I mean? So, I mean, they have to understand that it's a business expense, and as long as they're fine with it,
Right.
You
I
know,
don't think it's
it's
gonna care.
fine. So,
I mean,
golf
like you,
course
like
there.
if you're talking about going in with Tom R.
I don't know if I trust that.
Tom R.
Now,
I
maybe
I don't know. He
shady.
lives far from the
Yeah, I was
restaurant.
gonna say
We might
maybe
make-
in Lebanon I could do Tom R in there, but
Yeah.
other than that,
But he's got autopilot. He just drives down on autopilot.
That's some
I
crap.
do have to align with Eric on his
What's
You're
his
not-
Connemara
Man, there's
Pita.
nothing wrong with that.
Terrible.
Come on, quit beating
I
it
mean,
up.
you're not gonna
It's
slam it down.
terrible.
Quit beating it up.
Yeah,
So-
it'll stay on your bar for a while.
Be nice.
I think it's going to be a fun program.
I think it's
Like,
gonna
I'm
be great.
excited about
I'm
it.
super stoked.
I mean, there's obviously some stuff that we're still learning, but I mean, we've had a really great response from people that are just like super excited that we're doing this. So
I mean,
we'll see.
it's the
So-
best feeling when you walk up there and you know you're going to order some food and you're like, bring me out my list. I want to see what I have. You know what? I'm going to have that, you know, and that versus having to stick with, you know,
Right.
the selection you have.
thing
This
is-
is, you know, this is our selection
Right.
to pick from.
The thing
what
is,
you like.
it's there.
your Scotch selection isn't bad.
No, it's good.
No.
It's
I would not be
great, but it's-
disappointed with anything. But
If it's all rum, if
but
it's
it's
all tequila,
special.
whatever.
I got news for you. That Glen Turret that's sitting up there, we may have to get a bottle of that for our locker. It's delicious.
because it's probably going to go away. Yeah.
It's a single cast bottling.
Yeah.
It's good.
I might
So-
have a bottle.
So I think that I mean, we're going to have a discussion. It's going to be an ongoing discussion about what we put in our locker. And I think it's going to change over time. Just like our bars change over time, right? Like
Our palates change. Yeah.
we get different stuff, and I mean, it just is what it is, but it's going to be interesting kind of crafting a new community around that program. And how do you bring people into that and make them feel comfortable coming in and being a part of it?
Yep.
So I wanted to wrap up the show tonight, revisiting what we started it with the 6-year anniversary next month coming up. We're 30
Yep.
days out. I want to, in case there's new people on, not for the people that were here for the first time, that's fine. I hate to bore you with it, but tomorrow there will be a major blast going out with the flyer. We're going to send it to all patrons. Going to talk Drew into making like a 10 or 15 second video or something just to release on YouTube. Just
You
so,
don't know
so
it.
people,
Look at the
just so
side
people
eye.
know that it's out there. We've got to promote this. I've got to send it to some of the local Central Indiana liquor stores and whiskey clubs of that nature. So tomorrow is the major blast. You guys all have a sneak peek and have first dibs on it. Yes, there are limited numbers. I'm not going to worry about that tonight. So if you guys are interested, I think you've got plenty of time. But tomorrow we're going to start hitting this nail really hard.
So-
Really looking forward to this event.
So Drew is showing scotchfordummies.com. /event/6-year. Just go to the scotchfordummies.com. You can click links to this.
The homepage has an RSVP, and you click that and it takes you here. I'll just do it again. So you're on the
go from
homepage.
home?
You scroll down. Which, by the way, Christy did a great job.
Man, I love
It's
it.
cool.
I love it. Yeah.
It's like we're professional.
I know. And then here's the information about it. You click that. Yeah, I want to go. And then once you click that, here's the rest of the information.
Is the hotel information on that same
It
page?
sure is.
Yep.
There's a poster you can download, but everything's right here, and you
There
can
you
get
go.
The
the tickets for
accommodation is
either
down
or.
there. Yeah, book your room. Awesome. Cool.
Even the calendar.
Boom, boom, boom.
Look at that.
Yep.
So everything you need is right there on the website. But
Beat that.
it's gonna be a lot of fun.
You know, on that note, I do want to make a side note. If there are any tubers that are watching right now, I know Scotch in the Bayou, Eric was here. For those whiskey tubers that are coming, you guys want camera time. Let us know ahead of time.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you just spur of the moment, we can make something happen. But if you let us know ahead of time that you've got an idea or you're promoting some time, you got the camera time. We've got the equipment.
Yeah, we'll have
Really
all
is
this
that
gear
easy.
here.
You don't need to bring anything.
No,
Just
no.
log in to our system. You're good to go.
We'll have
computer,
lights.
lights.
the whole
Don't bring
camera.
any gear. We got you covered.
Yeah.
So no need to. But this has been good.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
fun.
I'm really excited. I'm glad that we're going to be promoting this tomorrow and getting this out there. We do have a little bit of work as far as getting, finishing touches, whatnot. In the last 30 days, we'll shore all this up, and it'll be a great time. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to
All of it.
putting the whiskey locker together. I really am.
That's gonna be quick.
That's gonna be. We're gonna have to have like a couple of date nights, guys, just to go up
I
there.
just go up there and feel all badass.
Right. I'm like, hey, who's our guest this week? Well, let's talk about. Hey, no, bring out the Ardbeg. That's
I'm
right,
not-
Corey Brackett.
We're doing Corey tonight.
I've never actually eaten dinner there.
So we can bring you like undercover
So
boss.
bring
and
you as
shit?
undercover boss
Sure.
and eat your own.
I should probably bring my wife. She's kind of mad that I've never taken her there. She's been, but I haven't.
Yeah, I've been there with her at events, but not with you with her at
It
events.
happens. Happens a lot.
Yeah.
But obviously, a
she
little bit of
can
work.
sit at our table if you're going to be working.
It's going to be badass. We're going to be the first ones to use upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm
And
so
I'm
excited.
super stoked about that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And the restaurant itself, y'all. I mean, not to
Beautiful.
pump his shop, but
Right.
he's done a great job. It's
Yeah.
a great place, great
Can't
food,
go
great
wrong.
atmosphere. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see you all there on the 6-year anniversary, and I can't wait to see a lot of you there in a couple of days.
So,
That's what
Blacklinger wants to know if we can do a live show from the Chop House when we get our locker. I'm
Yeah.
sure that can happen. I don't know about a live event during the dinner because I think that's kind of exclusive.
It's
to
a
the dinner.
private
it's
thing.
gonna
We're
be
gonna keep that
Yeah.
more personal.
that would be too much work and take away from what we're doing there that
Yep.
night. But
We're
we
gonna
will
be busy
do
enough. As
when we do the locker. Yes, we'll definitely do it. There was something else that just popped up and I already lost it. You were talking about it. but-
This weekend,
yes, this weekend,
Yep.
Saturday morning, 3 of the 4 are hitting the road. We're popping a plane to Austin.
That's 75%.
For the
75%.
for the-
We've got
the
representation.
best half.
going to the
Passing grade.
so we're going to the Bastards Ball
The
and-
Masters Ball.
in Austin, Texas.
Texas.
So the Whiskey Tribe and their group are having a gathering. We're part of that. We're going to have a table there to meet and greet, and
We're there for y'all and to have a good time.
Literally,
We're not doing anything but hanging out and talking to you and talking to everyone else there.
yeah. I mean, we want to have a lot of merch. So we're there to
Nope.
just hang out.
Nope, we're not bringing
To meet
a whole plethora of gear.
No gear, nothing.
We're coming to literally hang out with the whiskey crowd. We are gonna spend an hour on the test dummies, 12-hour boom.
That's
Well, I don't know if that's announced yet.
October 23. Yeah, well, we'll see.
Really?
So
I don't
they're,
know.
they're gathering unless they may not have enough room for us. So
No, well, we're gonna try. We're gonna be crashing that. I know
That'd be
that they're
fine.
gonna be there. I know there's gonna be a ton of tubers there, a ton of people there. We're just going down there to really hang out with y'all.
Yep.
You're gonna
There
be
you go.
there. We're
Yep.
gonna be there. We're not planning anything outside of that. So
We got one more Molly here. There it is.
There we go.
1 month to go.
Hey,
thank
Hey,
you.
I'm looking forward to seeing you
Cheers
in
to
person,
that.
man. There's a big
That's
hug
awesome.
waiting for you, darling.
Yeah, big time.
That'd be
Well,
awesome.
appreciate you guys hanging with us tonight. It's always great to see you.
Scotch for Dummies Friday, 4:30 p.m. I'm buying at the Crowded Barrel and going live.
All right.
I'll
All
be,
right.
there,
We'll be there.
Eric.
No, we're not
we
there
won't,
Friday.
we won't be there, but we'll watch you on live.
No, we don't get
Saturday.
there till Saturday. Hold my drink.
Mark's all like
All right.
discombobulated there.
It happens.
All right. We'll see you
I thought
guys.
we were leaving yet.
Some of you guys will see you in a couple days, and then we'll see you next week. Cheers.
Hey, Jeffrey, cheers. I'm sorry we're leaving.
See you guys.
Bye.
3, 2, 1.